Hey everyone, welcome to the second vlog. Alright, how to lose 60 pounds in 8 months. You need to have a good diet, exercise, and get your sleep. And that's it. Bam. There's no secret to it. Everything you've been told your whole life is right. You just gotta eat right, exercise, and make sure you have enough recovery time and get your sleep. Alright man, I'll catch you around for the third vlog. You guys have a good one. Sip it in and sip it out. Alright, there's a little bit more to it than that. There's a reason you guys are in my refrigerator right now, and that's because the first thing I said about the diet, that really is the most important thing in the world. So, what do I mean by that? Come on, I'll show y'all. Hey guys, so now we're switching gears over here. We're gonna go ahead and talk about how to calculate what your caloric intake needs to be for the day. So go on Google and just type in that, caloric intake calculator. And what this is going to do is going to prompt you to go into one of these multiple websites, and there really is a whole bunch of different websites you can use, but they all ask you the same amount of questions. I'm using bodybuilding.com. I just literally quickly Googled this before this video, and again, I'm not being sponsored. Bodybuilding.com. You want to throw some money my way, I'm not going to say no. So, what these questions are going to be like, what's your age? You know, what sex are you? Are you a male or are you a female? What's your height? And what kind of lifestyle do you live? What I mean by that is like, what do you do for a living? You know, are you pretty much sitting on your butt the whole time on the desk like I am? Again, I'm an engineer, so I sit on my butt all day. So I live a sedentary lifestyle. And what that pretty much means is you're not really spending a lot of calories throughout the day, you know? So you don't live the same lifestyle, let's say a student athlete who's exercising twice a day and not including days where he actually has to compete and really needs those extra calories to go ahead and perform. So your goals are completely different than them, or that person doing, again, a whole different lifestyle. So this is what you need to do to start. And if you want to take this seriously, I highly recommend you go ahead and figure this out, because again, your calorie needs are way different than someone that's 5'10", someone that's 6 foot, and someone that lives a lifestyle that actually works out all the time. Works for a living. Alright, so you went online and you find yourself a caloric intake calculator, and you find out what your caloric intake needs are for the day. Mine are about 2,000. I estimate a little higher than what it needs to be. So where do you go from there? Now, a good rule of thumb to do is subtract about 300 calories away from whatever value you find online or from that calculator. If you consistently do that for about a week, on average you're going to lose about 1 pound. So, and that's a healthy way to do, and I do recommend that. And that's a good way to start out so you don't feel like you're starving all the time. So I went a little more extreme. I went about 400 or 500 away from my caloric intake needs for the day. And I would kind of alternate, but on average it was about 400, maybe like that. You don't have to exercise. Again, it just diet is the most important thing. Now, a good thing to note here is when I say diet I mean what your food and what you're putting into your body is. I don't like the term diet because people feel restricted. People feel like, oh, I'm on a diet, I can't eat that, I can't eat that. And that's not gonna sustain itself over time. You're gonna be discouraged, you're gonna go out, you're gonna see your friends eating this food and be like, oh, I can't have that. So it's one of those things where like, you see something like, oh, I can't have it, so it's like mysterious and out of its way, so you want it that much more. So I found a really good trick and a really good tip for your mindset is it's your lifestyle. And it's not even a tip or trick, it's true. When you, again, make that connection in your mind and it's a lifestyle change, it's completely different. You're no longer on a diet, you're thinking long term. Diet's a short term, it's a short term word. Think of it as a lifestyle change and what you're putting into your body. A good analogy is you don't put, really like bad gasoline into your car. So why would you put bad food into your body, which is the equivalent of gasoline running your body? Think about that. Alright, so I mentioned that I started doing the ketogenic diet when I first started my whole journey, and just a disclaimer right now, I am not on keto. I have not been on ketosis or fat adapted for about 4 or 5 months. When I did start keto, if you've looked into keto, first of all, I want you guys to do your own research on ketogenic diet. I'm not going to push on anybody. Later down the line I'm going to do a video on it because I loved it. It was good. I never felt like I was restricted on my diet because I was eating steaks and butter and just food that I've always liked. I've never been a sweet tooth, so cutting out soda and sugar was really easy for me. I've always been more of a salty snack kind of guy. Hey y'all, another trick here. Again, I said I was a salty snack guy and I love chips and I still do. I just stay away from them. But a really nice trick to do is get you a cucumber and cut them into chips. And you can still use them for your dips if you are doing keto and you want to go ahead and have those fatty dips. Or hummus if you love hummus. It's a nice little substitute, gives you a nice crunch. And yeah, man, it's healthy for you. Alright, so now again, what I did do to go ahead and begin the whole ketogenic diet, and this is really, really simple to do, and I was lucky enough that my job was having this food drive, is I went into my pantry, I went into everything that was there, you know, don't make fun of me, you know, I need to re-up and go to the store, and I took everything that was really hard carbed and just, you know, not good for you that you keep in your pantry, and I donated it, I got rid of it. You're not gonna eat it if it's not there. So if you, I mean, snacks are great. I eat snacks all the time. Most of my snacks are like nuts and, you know, fruits and, you know, again, like strawberries and stuff like that. But if you keep good snacks around your house, you're gonna eat healthy. So again, that's another tip right there. All right, so you found out what your caloric intake needs to be. You clean out your pantry, you've done all this, and you don't know what calories look like. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you know what 200 calories look like? I didn't when I first started. Just a little information so y'all can understand what that looks like. It's about one donut. 160 to 180 calories is about one regular glazed donut. That's without the sprinkles, without the toppings on it. So in order for you to really understand what a calorie looks like, I highly recommend you get an app. An app that I started using, and again, this is not a plug, I'm not sponsored by them, it's called MyFitnessPal. And the really cool thing about this app, and again, there's a whole bunch of different apps that you can use depending on it, but let's say here, this peanut butter. I love peanut butter. This is really good peanut butter. It has a barcode. You can literally take that app, scan the barcode, and it'll show you what serving is. You could save it into your food intake for the day. It gives you a list. You can put breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. It even lets you track your exercise calories and estimates it. And that way you can track it. Do this for about 3 months. 3 months. And you'll really get a good gauge of what calories look like. I can kind of eyeball something now, and I can be like, okay, that's about 500 to 600 calories. I don't track my calories anymore. Every once in a while I pull open the app and I'm like, hey, I'm not really sure how much this is, and I kind of guess beforehand too, just to kind of see if I'm still on my game. And I most of the time I'm off by but plus or minus 50 calories, which at the end of the day is really not that much. So you really need to get one of those calorie tracking apps when you're first starting, because if you were like me, you don't know what you're doing when you're starting. You don't know what calories look like because you've never been told. Again, that's a really good tool to have, and it'll just improve every aspect of your life, because if you know what calories look like and you can really estimate it, it helps out so much. I don't want to make this impractical and you literally have to stop doing everything you're doing to go ahead and track your calories, because again, that's not sustainable stuff. So I say 3 months because that's a good amount of time that you're really going to understand and have a good gauge for what calories look like before you actually start tracking them. So do that, and I guarantee you won't have to do it anymore. It might help for you to do it every once in a while so you can stay on top of your game. But again, just another great way to start, and I really, really highly recommend that is what you do. You find out what your caloric intake needs are for the day. You clean out your pantry and make sure you have food specific to your needs are, and you track your calories for a good amount of time, about 3 months, to really understand and really get a gauge of what calories look like, and go from there. Alright y'all, thank y'all so much again for letting me go ahead and open myself up here and give y'all some tips and tricks about go ahead and start your own journey. So again, everything you've been told your whole life is right. You want to go ahead and make sure that you're eating right, you're exercising every once in a while, and that you're getting enough sleep so you give your body enough time to recover so you can go ahead and be consistent, because consistency is key. You don't want to go ahead and burn out because you went all full 100% on it and you weren't ready, especially when you weren't ready. You cannot out-train a bad diet, just straight up. So I wanted to kind of keep this brief, kind of in bursts and not overwhelm everybody. There is a reason I started with this whole video based upon your diet, or let me fix that up, your lifestyle. Alright man, so that's it. So treat others the way you want to be treated, strive for success, sip it in and sip it out.